All right, Monday morning here at the Brick Scavenger house. The kids are at school, the wife's at work. We are going back at Legona 500 hardcore here. Coffee has been consumed. We're about ready to go. We're waiting on Blue Devil Bricks rocks to be able to work on this villain section here. We have, more or less wrapped up the runway for the marbles on the meat grinder here, and we've got the transition between the two with the marble elevator. Obviously some decorating to do, but the general idea is there for the framework. So I'm thinking we're going to work on this section today. The challenges that come with this Legona 500 may be more than people realize. Obviously, this thing has to go downhill the entire time. It can't even have any flat spots, because if you have obstacles that cause the marbles to stop moving, you need them to go again, right? So it needs to be downhill the entire way. But here's what that means. This section's already elevated to make them go downhill that way. But that means that right here, the minimum height for this section has to be taller than this section, right? So I have to start here, and if it's gonna be going downhill, that means over here, it's gonna have to be fairly high. Unfortunately, elevating things is kind of a pain with Lego. So what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna build a few more mills plates like this, but then we're gonna have to elevate the mills plates, gently through this, roughly 10-foot section here. I do have a plan for what obstacle will be in place, which we're gonna cover in just a couple of minutes here. But first, I gotta fill some Bricklink orders. I have 15 Bricklink orders to fill, which is great because it'll help me fund this project. So we're gonna do some Bricklink and then we'll be back to this. All right, first Bricklink order of the day is a big Ninjago Snake General order. I have thousands and thousands of parts for minifigures in my Bricklink store. If you're looking to finish off some minifigures, come check it out. Somebody's got some fun Ninjago building to do. All right, so this has got to be the lowest end down here. I just spent half an hour or more building some mills plates, trying to make this thing a little bit more rigid. This gap right here is where I think the next obstacle is going to go. This obviously has to be the highest point over here, and right now it's not high enough. This is not going to be significantly enough downhill the whole way to get to this point. So I've got to find a way to elevate that more, because I'm envisioning that we'll have a secondary elevator, bring marbles up here, and at this point, they need to be able to go downhill all the way to the corner and then continue downhill to the next elevator. But we're going to talk about this next obstacle, but unfortunately, the way I built the obstacle, it actually sits up even this high. So this whole thing over here is gonna have to come up even more. Got to figure out how to elevate that. Okay, so ignoring the ugliness of the bricks that are written on, my vision is to have a little part of the dirt road have the little Dreamling mushrooms living in them, and they pop up randomly and block the path. So this is sort of the guts of what I've designed here. If I turn this on, you can see that these things are spinning down here and causing things to pop up. So up here now, we've got the road where you can see the little green flowers are popping up and down sort of randomly. Let's put the Dreamling mushrooms in there and see what it looks like. All right, this is pretty cute. Check this out. Imagine the marbles kind of racing down, and the mushrooms are, hidden away, and then they're randomly popping up. Even the mushrooms down. Uh-oh, this guy completely flew out. You get the idea, though. I think it could be pretty cute. We've got more resistance down here than I would like. It mostly functions properly. But I think this thing has a chance to be a really cute way for the marbles to bounce around through here. All right, so here's the highest point of the track. Obviously, it needs tons of decoration and some tile to make the marbles go down. But they come downhill. They're going to have to deal with the little mushrooms popping out. We lost another hat. And then there's a little bit of a drop here, which is probably good to gain some speed after hitting those mushrooms. They will come down through some more of the Dreamling area and then go into the baker's meat grinder. And then they'll head off into the villainous world before finishing the lap and doing it all over again. This is coming along real well. I need to place an order for some more tile. We're gonna need to place an order so I can make some more Mills plates. I think if I can make this thing a little more modular, it'll be easier to go from track to track. There's at least one more obstacle to come in the villainous world, and then we're gonna need a fairly large marble elevator here to get back up to the top. But we're getting there. This has been fun. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.